Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review a film, much like I talked about Professor Marston and the Wonder Woman, but a film that really stuck out to me and skyrocketed to the top of my favorite films in this top 10 of mine so far this year, and it's Only the Brave. And yeah, this was another heroic true story about true life heroes, and there's been a lot of them and a lot of really good ones, and this is really up there as one of the best I've seen. This might be this year's Patriots Day for me, as showing some true heroism and in a really gritty and impactful film, because what director Joseph Kosinski was able to do with this film is really elevate which could have just been a straight-laced macho kind of, this is heroes and rah rah, this is them stepping up and protecting us and stuff like that, and really digging deep into real people with real problems and real depth to their characters. Because how the story is brought out, it's trying to balance the lives of a lot of people. And I have to say, maybe towards the first third, there's some parts of it that aren't super engaging, and I think I'm going to talk more about that when it comes to the writing. But once this film hits into gear, this film is, you're in it, you're engaged, and some of the most impressive things, so there are some scenes that just brought me in so hard, and I really felt it, and the tone was perfect. And when it comes to real life dramas like this, I'm not expecting super serious the whole entire time, nor am I looking for some kind of comedy. Balancing real life interactions with people, they're going to be funny people, they're going to be serious people, and this film balances it all. And there's particular characters, there's people in this film that are supposed to hit each one, and there's so much gravity brought to the screen every time that Josh Brolin and Jennifer Connelly show up on screen. They anchor this film. And from an emotional perspective, I honestly teared up and cried a little bit at the end of this film. This hit me so hard emotionally. I was that invested with the characters, and that's really impressive. Cinematographer Claudio Miranda, wow, was able to do some fantastic things with his camera work and some shots in this film. How important it was to see nature in this film, and balancing protecting this and use them firefighters seeing this as fuel. The shots of the mountains and everything in this were breathtaking, and there's some really cool shots from, I think one of them that really stuck out was looking straight down over a helicopter pulling water up out of a pool, and just the shot of those propellers going around, or riding along on horses out in the fields, out in the desert, is breathtaking. This film is breathtaking, and the special effects, amazing. The fire, everything hits so intensely, and you really get it, and it seems like there's real fire coming at you, and it's absolutely frightening. And then this is written by Ken Nolan and Eric Warren Singer. Now the story is so interesting, and all like balancing all these different people and how important each of these people were to each other. I'm going to say now, the one thing that really did bother me a bit towards the beginning of the film was Miles Teller's character, who is supposed to start off as gross, really stuck out like a sore thumb, and it made me mad leaving Josh Brolin's story to see his story. And then after a little bit, I couldn't get enough of either of them, and it just kept going along, and I really wanted to stick with both of them, and it was so hard, but it was so worthwhile getting the different perspectives of these different characters and balancing all of them so well. And these characters, the more you get through this film, they get layers pulled back so much that you really love these people by the end, and that's what makes this film so resonant. And the dialogue is so natural, and there's so much funny moments, and there's scenes where it's like just the dialogue and the delivery. Josh Brolin delivers some of the most powerful, it's like one of the most beautiful things and most terrifying things I've ever seen. Just some of the things that he was able to say and bring to life, this dialogue hit home so well. And balancing the fun, goofy partying moments to these intense scenes of dealing with fire, and these intense human moments of these relationships potentially falling apart in front of you. And it does really hit home. The music done by Joseph Trapanese fits this film so well and really elevates it and mixes. And the song choices, too, were really on point and really translated well to the story. The music, there's parts where it's very atmospheric, and then there's parts where it's very orchestral and really hits with the emotions and elevates scenes and really pulls out every bit of emotion that you could possibly want to pull out for that scene and feeling for that scene. Now, the acting, Josh Brolin, I love Josh Brolin, and honestly, I hope he gets a nomination for Best Actor for this film because he brought it. And Miles Teller does a really, really good job of showing this honestly, piece of shit person at the beginning of this film, and you caring about him so deeply by the end has a lot to do with what Miles Teller is able to bring. Jeff Bridges flies in, flies out. Jeff Bridges, great job, comic relief, and bringing some gravitas to some of the scenes that he gets to be a part of. James Badge Dale, honestly, has a smaller supporting role in this film, and I thought he was really good and steady and really brought some emotion. Taylor Kitsch also gets to have his moments, and honestly, he balanced so well between being a douche and a really fun, likable guy, and he did it so well. One big shout I want to give is Jennifer Connelly, and I want her to get nominated for Best Supporting Actress for this film because she brought it. Boy, did she bring it. I loved her in this film, and she really deserves some recognition for this film because the scenes between her and Josh Brolin are so powerful, so natural. I just loved them, and seeing them struggling with their emotions and their feelings with each other and their marriage, and it was just so real to me, and I would have watched the whole film with just them. I honestly would have. And trying to take my final thoughts on this film, this is emotionally resonant true story, and it truly is emotionally resonant, filled with so many relatable people, characters in this film that you just want to spend so much more time with them. This clocks in at 2 hours and 15 minutes. I never once felt bored. I was so engrossed in their lives and wanting to see how this all played out, and it's so worth it. Please go out and see Only the Brave, and I'm going to give Only the Brave an A+.